Paulette here, and I'm in my craft room today, and I'm creating one of the cards for my June in color club. Just making sure that I'm oriented properly, and I am. All right, so roll my sleeves up, get my tea by my side just in case I need it, and we'll get started. So we're using Misty Moonlight on this card. So we have a card base here. Let's put the card up here. And I don't know where my envelope is, so we have an envelope. We have a, oops, turn it over. Misty Moonlight card base. Piece of Whisper White, 5 1/4 by 4 for the inside. And we have a piece of Whisper White that has adhesive sheet on the back that we're going to cut out the dies with. Then this is a piece of the brand new brass, and once we stamp our sentiment, it's going to layer on top of the brass like that. And then we're going to, everybody got a couple of pieces of the Forever Gold specialty, laser cut specialty paper. So they're all different, and you'll just use what you have to put underneath the sentiment. And then I'm going to have to use pearls on mine because I ran out of the Misty Moonlight enamel dots, and they're not available right now. So we're customizing. We're going with the flow. Okay, I'm going to put these right here. So if you are part of the club and you want to do your online club order, here's the hostess club, the in color hostess code for June. Got it. Okay. So I'm going, oh, I didn't show you the inside of the card. So the inside of the card is cool too. It uses a die from the Ornate borders. So and it just cuts the holes. So we'll do that in a bit. So magnetic platform, and I'm going to cut this out on the non-adhesive side. But I'm going to cut it out upside down because this has adhesive on it. It's a little bit more difficult to get the plastic liner cut, so I recommend upside down for this one with the adhesive sheet on the back. All right, so I'm going to run it through my die cutting machine. Nice and slow to give things a chance to work. And we have to cut 2 of these out. So there's the one. Does that pop out of the die nice? Man, I like these dies. Okay, so then we have to get rid of all the little pieces that stick in there. So I'm just going to put them into my garbage so I don't have to pick them all up. I'm just using my take your pick tool with the brush end on it. A couple of stray pieces still in there. If you don't take those pieces out, you'll have issues cutting your next one. There we are. Okay, so then we're going to put this back on here again. Make sure it's in the right place. It's going to get cut, and I'm going to flip it over like that, and I'll run this one through. So those of you that are virtual, I've done all the die cutting for you. You just have to use whatever sentiment you have on hand. All right. So here's the second one. Now, just checking for stray pieces before I put my die away, because you really need to do that. Okay. So these are the Ornate border dies. And look at that, there's a couple of stray pieces in there that I didn't notice. Okay, Ornate border dies. Upside down. There we go. So we're also going to use the Ornate layer dies. This is the one that's on the inside. We're going to use the Ornate Thanks stamp set, and it coordinates, like you can buy it in a bundle with one of those die sets, and I don't remember which one it was. Let me look it up, because I bought them separately because I didn't think I wanted the stamp sets. Well, guess what? I was wrong. Okay, so the Ornate Style bundle comes with the Ornate Style stamp set and the Ornate Layers dies. The Ornate Thanks bundle comes with the Ornate Thank You stamp set and the Ornate border dies. So these come as a bundle. And then I've colored a couple of pearls because I ran out of the in color enamel dots. Yeah, they're not available right now because they were so popular. They sold out, but they're coming. I think the end of June they're going to be available again. Okay, so I'm just taking out a few of these stray pieces here before I take the liner off, because this will just make it a little bit easier to pick them up. It's the plastic liner that keeps things still attached. I should have done this one in the die before I took it out, but it fell out, so I didn't do it. I know. Just put it back in. Don't be so lazy. I can hear my mother in my ears saying, don't be so lazy. Just put it back in. But I've put the die away now, so. Sorry, Mom. Alright, just about done. This is a little on the painful side, for sure. Most of them will come when I pull this. See, when I pull this off, most of those will come. Okay, so let's just get rid of all this mess into the garbage before we get going on anything else here. Then there won't be little pieces flying everywhere. Oh, come on. Thank you. All right. Card base. And we'll just take the liner off one. And then you have to decide which way you want up, because it doesn't really matter which way you put it. And then we have to do some trimming because it is a bit long. So you have to also decide which part you want to trim off. Now this adhesive sheet, I like it because it's a bit forgiving. So you can put it down, and if you get it in the wrong spot, you just pull it up again. Or if you have a stray piece underneath like I did, you just pull it up again. All right, burnish it well on there. Now I'll take my scissors, and I'm just going to do a little bit of trimming. Right. You can do this before you put it on your card, I would recommend, because then it'll be easier to trim. So we'll do that with the next one. There we go. That one's on. Now, piece is sticking to me. Come on, get off. Thank you. Okay. So just doing a little trimmy job here on the end before I put it on this time, because that would have made sense last time to do that. All right, pull the liner off. Yep, pull the liner off. There we go. Make sure there's no stray pieces in there. And lay it on and burnish it. See? Oops, a little bit over there, and I see I missed a piece. So let's just pull that up. Get rid of that piece. There we are. Sticking to me. Oh. All right. There we go. Just excuse me for 1 second. I just have to do... Just have to reboot my computer because it's doing something funky. There. Okay. So now we've got that part done. And we'll get the Whisper White piece for our sentiment. And I'm going to ink it up in Misty Moonlight. You got little white pieces everywhere. Let's just get rid of them before they get underneath my stamp, my cardstock, and I can't stamp properly. Okay. Making sure I got lots of ink. So this one says, just wanted to say thank you. This one says, you made my day. So I'm going to put the thank you up at the top this time. Uh-oh. Apparently, I have issues. So, let's just do it again. I don't know why that did that. That's weird. There we are. Must have missed that spot. Okay, so here comes the rest of the saying. You made my day. There we are. Okay. Oh, stiff ink pad. So, first of all, did you know that your ink pads have labels on the back that you can put on the front? And if you have a really stiff ink pad, if it's hard to open and close, just take a birthday candle and run it down these grooves where the pad slides, and it will slide a little bit better for you. Okay, so now this gets layered onto here, like that. So we'll get some adhesive on there. So we're doing 3 cards for the In Color Club with the minimum of stamping on each one, because of course I'm not allowed to stamp images for card kits. So there's a lot of die cutting, which is good. It works. Okay, so now this is going to go up on dimensionals. Let's see if I have some big ones here I can use. It'll go faster than 800 little ones, because I like to have support for my stuff all the way along. Now that one's going to show. Okay, so I have to move it. Come on, up, 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 up. There we go. One in that corner and one in that corner. All right, so this is ready to go. So that's going to fit in here like this. But now I need to put my bits. So you can play around and see which one fits better where. Yes, I like that. Okay. Then I'm just going to put a little bit of tape, or you can use glue. I'm going to cut the tails off, sorry, stems off, because I don't need them. Well, that one. This one I'm not going to cut the stem off because it'll be down too far. Or it won't go down far enough, I mean. Because you have to make sure that they're poking out from your sentiment. See, and I want this one down a little bit further. So I'm just going to pull that one up and put it down. There. Perfect. Okay, so those ones I will stick. Now, they don't have dimensionals on them. That spot that I chose to put them. So I'm just going to take a little bit of dimensional material and put it over top of that, just so that if this happens to get mushed down, it's not going to attach itself, the tape, to this and make it look funny. Okay, so just taking the liners off. And last one. Now the liner's off of these two. Because if you got it, you might as well have it stick. And then this is going to go in, and it lines up on one side. Oops, down a tad. Down a tad. There we go. Lines up on that side and goes right to the other side. There we are. Now, I would use the Misty Moonlight Misty Moonlight in color enamel dots, but I ran out. So I'm just coloring pearls with my Misty Moonlight Stampin' Blends. They're not the same color, and I think I would prefer to have those ones, but oh well. So when you're putting 3 things in a row like that, you put one outside one on, and then you put the other outside one on, line them up, make sure they're in line, and then you put one in the middle. That's just a little cool way to get them. Oops, this one moved. So just a little bit of a way to keep them all together. Shoot. Come on. I didn't push it down. I need to push it down. There. And then this one you just kind of play with until you get it in the middle-ish. Okay, now that one's too low. Yes, I'm fussy. And that one needs to go right there. Okay, pushing them down. See, they don't look as good as the enamel dots do, but this month you won't be getting enamel dots in your package because I couldn't order them. So, but I did order stuff to compensate for the fact that I couldn't order a few things. So I'll be telling you in an email what I could and couldn't order. But the hostess is not losing out. I ordered ordered stuff for me to make up for the issue. Okay, so there's the cards. Now we have the inside, and I'm just going to run it through the Big Shot or my die cutting machine and cut that out. And remember, when you're doing something that's flat, to avoid the jumping and stuff, just turn your cardstock and turn the die so that it hits it kind of on an angle. It just makes it easier to get it through, and it makes it easier for the machine to die cut, because sometimes when it has to do that jumping thing up over the edge of the die, it misses the beginning. Okay, so that's die cut. I'll just put this back in here where it belongs so I don't lose it. There we are. Okay, so the die cutting is done, and look at this. So if you had a piece of that, what's that stuff called? Press and seal. So you can put this back in here and leave these pieces here if you wanted. If you wanted to. What else? There's a dot there and a dot there. And then there's 1, 2, 3 and a dot. So you could line these all up, take a piece of press and seal, put it on top of that and lift them all up, and then use those on a card front somewhere. You just have to, the ones that didn't sit there properly, you just have to play with them. I'm not going to. But there is that possibility. Okay. So now, when we layer this inside on our Misty Moonlight card base, you get that gorgeous color showing through, like that. Okay, so you could probably put a sheet of adhesive on there. So that you could make sure that all the little ends go down, but I'm going to use some Tombow on it. So the places that I can't get tape on, it's a little bit wide, so I'm just going to fold it back. I'm just going to take my Tombow because I want to make sure that these pieces lay down. And maybe a couple other places, just to make sure that things stay down where they should be. And all the way around the outside there. Sure, that'll do. Oh. Now we'll just put it inside our card. Like that. And we're done. Now the envelope. Oh, yes. What did I do on the envelope? So there's the cards. Envelope. I don't have that stamp set, so I don't have that. What have I got here that I can use? Oh, fall back on my favorite, the bumps. I don't know what they are, these puffball-y things. But I really enjoy using them. They're so pretty. So, virtual members, of course I didn't do any stamping, so you can basically use on your inside and your envelope, or on your envelope what you want. Oops, need my dirty paper. I don't want to forget that. There we are. Isn't that lovely? I love that. That just makes my heart happy. Ugh, I think I need the candle wax. All right, so there we are. There's one of the cards for the June in Color Club. Thanks so much for watching, and thank you for being part of my In Color Club. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stamp and smiles, and bye for now.